Thank you for staying with us. We're looking at the front pages of the paper right now, and we'll start with The Nation. Waike, are you okay?
No.
All right, settled. Are you settled? I'll wait for you to settle in. All right.
You want to be like Mariah now?
I just want to make sure I want to make sure that you're doing okay. So we'll start with The Nation quickly.
Where has influenced you?
Major headline: Nigeria offers solution to debt crisis in developing economies. Tinubu orders restoration of oil production in Ogoni. Olubadan Obaladoja will modernize city. Wike states now viable to deliver more projects. Oborewori mourns as Oscar Ibru dies at 67. Gunmen on 50 motorcycles invade Kwara community. And finally, no entry qualifies for 2025 NLNG Awards, Advisory Board declares. Cool.
I can go first and take the Oborewori and Nwokomon Oscar Ibru. Oscar Ibru passed away yesterday. A lot of his friends, now the Delta State governor and the senator, they have mourned because they say he was a great philanthropist and he helped their villages. So on behalf of the government, the chief press secretary gave out that message, and Oscar was a very good friend to a lot of us. My partner was very, very sad yesterday. So rest in peace, Oscar.
Yeah.
So President Bola Ahmed Tinubu yesterday received the delegation of the Ogoni people, as led by the governor of Rivers State, Governor Fubara, and he gave an order immediately to the NSA to immediately commence engagements with the NNPCL, the Ogoni communities in Rivers State, as well as stakeholders for the resumption of oil production in that area. He also ordered that the receiving report of the Presidential Committee on the Ogoni Consultation that was chaired by the Vice Chancellor of University of Port Harcourt, Professor Don Baridam, at the State House, Abuja, yesterday. He gave that order while receiving them. And so oil exploration had been halted since the Ogoni 9 in 1993 in the area, as well as some calls for the cleanup of the area had been on. So I'm surprised that this report, I tried to see whether it carried on how environmental friendly work would start, but the president has ordered that they start. He also begged the community to please, he said, he praised the committee for what they had done. He described it as dedication and wisdom, and in guiding a delicate process, he said the community should embrace reconciliation and dialogue as the only path to justice and development. And he also conferred posthumously on 4 Ogoni leaders, the CON, that's the commander of the Order of the Niger. He had earlier conferred one of these national honors on the Ogoni 9, and so the committee commended him that this would be a seal on all the talks on reconciliation, and so he has asked that they explore the possibility of oil exploration now in the area. I'm particularly worried because, you know, Ken Sorua, who was an activist and calling for the environmental cleanup and protection of the area, died in the course of this, as well as 9 others who were...
They didn't die, they were
executed in the course of this. So it will be only right that when the exploration resumes, since the community is asking that they start work again, it is now done right, the same standard where the company in question, I don't want to mention their countries of origin, how it will be done, you know, in environmental friendly ways. It should not destroy the environment because of the...
That's right.
The whole area has really been destroyed, so I really hope...
So, and the cleanup, we've not seen good videos of them. Even former Vice President visited the area, but we didn't see proper... So
it was just like...
It's a good conversation to have as a hot topic, but right now we're still looking at the papers.
Okay, so I have the story about the gist from Wike talking about the states. He says states are now more financially viable to embark on more capital projects than under the previous administration. He said this at Ika local government area of Akwa Ibom State during the inauguration of the 15 to 13 kilometer Ika Azumini Road, which links the states to Abia. To Abia State, that's Akwa Ibom to Abia State. He said that when I was governor, I quote, he said, when I was governor, I recall how difficult it was to get money to do projects. Monies were used for the payment of oil subsidy. But now you have a leader who came and removed that subsidy. So what he's trying to say is that now there's more money for people to embark on bigger projects. He went ahead and he said, he said the chairman of the council stated here that either before the creation of order or after the creation of the state, they have never seen anything like it. So he now said, I commend you for taking that bold step to construct this road. This is why your people are very happy, and I thank you for what you have done. He also went ahead and said, as a governor, I can tell you that there are funds to do our projects such as this. Without owing the bank, we are not leaving debts for those who will take over from us. Okay. So we want to support the president. You know, he's just hailing and saying he wants to support the president, and they are so happy that when he removed the subsidy, now they have more money to do a lot of things. So please hold your governors accountable.
Yeah. I have a story. So NNNG Advisory Board raised 2025 entries below average. They said the 2025 edition of the Nigeria Prize for Science, organized by NLNG, has ended without a winner. They said that the judges unanimously decided that none of the entries met the required standards for the prestigious award. They said even though the prize attracted 112 entries from across the world, only 54 were adjudged valid, and of these, 10 were shortlisted. 4 finalists were eventually ratified by the advisory board for further consideration. And then they said despite the effort invested by researchers, innovators, the final submissions lacked the vital qualities of soundness, usability, and real impact that the prize represents. And so it was just only in good faith and also to keep the credibility of this award that they had to declare no winners. And for me, this is a huge conversation about our education, about our interest in, you know, applying for prizes like this. I remember when we were in school, when you hear that, you know, opportunities like this come, the entries will be in their thousands, first of all, and it's usually hard to find a winner, and really sad. So I feel like there's a lot to learn from this. Let's go on to the next paper. Okay, so we'll look at the Punch, we'll read the headlines and then go on a break. So the Punch, major headline, NNPCL secures 318 billion naira to fund new oil exploration. UNGA, Tinubu aligns with calls for Palestinian state. Infrastructure decay caused Abuja-Kaduna train derailment. Wow. There's a picture of Tinubu receives Ogoni report, honors slain leaders. Osun writes federal government challenges local government funds disbursement. Motorists stranded as flood overruns Lagos communities. Ibas meets Tinubu EFCC chair in Aso Rock. And then we have our protect Yoruba interests if elected president. This is according to Atiku. And then finally, Olubadan Oyo gears up for historic coronation. Let's go on a short break, and when we'll come back, we'll continue with the pages of the papers. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thank you for staying with us. We're still looking at the pages of the front of the papers, and we're just read the Punch. Yes. Who has what?
So I have the president at the UN General Assembly going on right now. He has decided to align with the countries that are pro-Palestinian. So those are the United Kingdom, France, Canada, Australia, Portugal, and other countries who are now calling for the recognition of the Palestinian state. He was represented by the vice president at the UN General Assembly, and he says he's, you know, of the opinion, and speaking on our behalf anyways, and which we agree, that the state of Palestine and the state of Israel should be a two-state nation. Both of them should both be allowed to exist. And he says, taking a bold stance, he declared that we say without stuttering and without doubt that a two-state solution remains the most dignified path to lasting peace for the people of Palestine. the people of Palestine are not collateral damage in a civilization searching for order. They are human beings, equal in worth, entitled to the same freedom and dignities that the rest of us take for granted. And, you know, because of some people differing on this, the US, for instance, and Israel particularly, insisting there should be no such state. Of course, they are, you know, there are obvious other sides, but I totally honor this stand of the two states.
Yeah. Waike, are you ready for the motorists stranded?
Yes. The cars that were stranded and businesses were due to the flood yesterday because of the downpour yesterday and day before yesterday. Vehicular movement and business activities were paralyzed. The downpour wreaked havoc in the flood-prone areas, Maryland, Lekki, Ogba, Ikorodu. Says multiple videos were seen across social media platforms by the Punch's correspondents and their flooded neighborhoods. They put a picture there. My cousin sent me videos of his own house. He couldn't go out because his house was he's Lekki.
Submerged.
Totally,
Oh.
So I just wanted to, I think it's important we talk about this story because, yes, Lagos is below sea level and yes, we are prone to floods, but we too need to start to help ourselves. All these blocked drainages, building on canals. Because I remember when the commissioner was breaking down some houses in flood-prone areas, we were all saying,
we're up in arms,
but now, you can see how this is what is happening.
True.
Because they build on illegal
on the waterways.
They build on waterways. It causes floods, and we all suffer. Everybody will suffer. So we need to talk to ourselves. I think.
Okay, so I have the story from about the derailment. That's the train derailment. What happened? They said the Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau has revealed that poor infrastructure maintenance and operational lapses were the primary causes of the Abuja-Kaduna train derailment that occurred on August 26, 2025. They said they released a report and said that this report slightly differs from the Nigerian Railway Corporation. That's the story that the Railway Corporation brought. That they are different, the stories are different. The NRC attributed the derailment to human error, excessive speeding, and misapplication of the emergency brake system. That was what the person that was driving the train did. They said, but however, they said the NSIB preliminary report paints a very different picture. They are saying that that there was a broken point clip and an unserviceable automatic switch mechanism at the Asham station, and then when the train passed over the defective section, the front coaches began to shake violently before derailing, damaging over 300 sleepers, destroying hundreds of track fasteners, and inflicting heavy damage on parts of the signaling system. He also stressed that the lack of adequate infrastructure and training meant that the staff were ill-prepared to manage risk effectively. So they are saying that, and you know, because of the insecurity on that road, that's what makes people to join that, start joining that train. And there are lots and lots of people that pass that place. Please, let's try as much as possible to follow and make sure that we maintain these rails. It's very, very important.
All right. The Daily Sun. Bishop Kuka hits political leaders hard. Court turns down IGP's request for bench warrant against Andy Uba. Tinubu honors Ogoni 4 with CON, supports resumption of all exploration in Ogoni land. Federal government unveils official theme for Nigeria at 65. Alleged $9.6 billion PNID scam. Again, court adjourns adoption of written addresses. Otedola accuses Jonathan government of 2 trillion naira subsidy fraud. And UNGA 80 reform or risk irrelevance, Tinubu tells UN world leaders. Who's going? Who has the Otedola story?
I have the Otedola story. Or do you have it as well?
No.
Okay. I have the Otedola story. Okay. So he had accused the Jonathan government of corruption and fuel subsidy corruption, and he said In a statement, he accused members of the Depot and Petroleum Product Marketers Association, DAPMAN, which he claims have founded perpetuating corrupt business model built on subsidy fraud and obsolete infrastructure. Anyway, he struck out at them saying over 2 trillion was siphoned through questionable subsidy claims under President Jonathan. And the Umar Sani has hit out straight at him, say he was the former advisor to President Nnamdi Sambo. He says it's not clear if the businessman, through his gratuitous denunciation to score cheap political points and get ahead of others in the nation's extant patronage politics, or merely leveraged, oh gosh, what have I done? Or merely leveraged on the convenient corruption chant for mass appeal. It says it's obvious. Anyway, they said while he's accusing the Jonathan government, the subsidy started in Obasanjo's government, continued with Yar'Adua, continued with Buhari, and then he's now going to. So they are like wondering, who is he trying to appeal to? Who is he?
Subsidy theft,
hypocritical?
Payment without compliance. We know that it was during the Jonathan's time.
Yes,
and then there were suspects who were tried. We don't have convictions. We don't know how that investigation ended.
But let's remember, let us not forget that it was during Jonathan that Jonathan realized what was happening and wanted to remove subsidy. And what happened? Nobody came up in arms, including the present government.
Yeah, we remember.
The Buhari government, everybody marched. We still don't believe in subsidy were there. Those that believe in subsidy were there. So please, when you are accusing, don't rewrite history. He's writing history now.
I have the president meet with...
Can you take it short time?
Very short.
Okay, let's go.
So the president has invited past sole administrator of Rivers State to the house. So yesterday he was there along with the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister for the Economy, Wale Edu, as well as the chairman of the EFCC. And in between the conversation, Wale Edu had arrived earlier but ran off and came back with a very big brief case or file. So to show serious business. Also, the solar administrator is also being investigated by the House of Assembly of Rivers State. I think there's a probe of his duration in office. The amount that he received from federal allocation during that period is about 254.3 billion from the federal allocation. So we need to check.
Yeah.
Check.
Anyways, thank you, ladies. That's all we can take from the papers today. Let's go on a short break.
I like this and
we'll
very fast. We don't do paper anyhow.
And when we come back, we'll continue with our show. Thank you very much, YK.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.